Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to the September 19th, 2024 Equal Opportunity Review Commission meeting. I'm going to turn it over to our commission chair right now to approve the minutes from last month.
Welcome, everybody. Can I get a motion to approve August 2024's minutes, please?
Commissioner Hall, I make a motion to approve August minutes.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor indicate by raising your hand or saying aye.
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 Okay, minutes are approved. Chuck, you want to go on to the first?
Yes. Thank you, guys. Please keep us in mind. We're working from our office today and not the learning lab. So if there's any glitches, I'm sorry. I apologize ahead of time. Okay. The first project up is from City Planning, and I think we have somebody on the line for this one.
Okay, who do we have on the line?
Chuck, should I speak to this, or is there someone from City Planning?
That's for you.
Okay,
Hannah.
great. Commissioners, great to meet you. I'm Hannah Glosser. I'm a representative from HRNA Advisors. We are a mission-driven firm with headquarters in New York, but we work across the country. We are really thrilled to have received initial indication that we've won this contract and have brought on E Holdings Inc., which is a local MBE certified firm based in the Hill District with experience in community planning, GIS analysis, engineering engagement to support this work. And they are contracted. We're contracting with them for 18% of the total contract amount.
Do any commissioners have any questions for Hannah? I know this is a professional services contract, which is sometimes hard to split up. But you know, we do like to have WBE participation as well. So if anybody has questions regarding that.
Commissioner Hall, Hannah, was there an opportunity at all to break this out to any WBEs? Was there any conversation or any perspectives for WBEs?
Thank you for the question. So as we were thinking about this contract, we were thinking about kind of what types of expertise we needed to be able to perform this, which included legal expertise, engagement, GIS, and kind of engineering support. For the kind of engineering, GIS, and engagement, E Holdings felt like their expertise was a perfect fit for that. We looked into securing legal support with really a focus on real estate and land use. And we use kind of both the directory and tried to utilize local connections to identify potential firms to subcontract with that would be either M or WBE for that area of expertise. But we were not able to identify a good fit there.
Is there, would there be any way for E Holdings to contract a WBE with their portion of the what was subcontracted out?
It's a good question and one that we can definitely look into. I think the current services that have been requested, I think E Holdings can do all of them. So
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think they have a need to then subcontract that out.
Okay. Does anybody have any more questions for Hannah? No? I can see most of you, so let me see if I can. Okay. All right, can I get a motion?
I make a motion that contract 2409-1 be approved.
Thank you, Jim. Can I get a second?
I second.
Thank you, Ivan. All those in favor indicate by saying aye or raising your hand, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, this plan
Right.
passes. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah. The plan passes. We'll move on to number 2, guys.
Thank you.
Number 2 is the Roof Van Street retaining wall. This is a construction project. And we have, I believe we have close to 24.8% MWD participation on this contract. And everybody's local.
I see that.
So this
That's
is pretty good.
first.
My goodness.
Jeez,
All right, does anybody have any questions?
it looks tremendous.
Sure does.
Hi, I'm on the line. I'm Amy with A. Moriarty Contracting. And we're very excited about this project. And let me know if you have any questions about the CBE plan that we proposed.
I don't. I think that you guys have your work cut out for you to manage all these subcontractors. But we certainly appreciate the effort. That's the whole purpose for our existence. So, commissioners, does anybody have any questions for Amy? No?
Nope.
Can I get a motion?
This is Commissioner Siegel. I'll move to approve.
Thank you, Sarah. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All right, thanks, Jenny. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Raise your hand. All right, this motion passes. Let's move on to the next one.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you.
much, Amy.
Thanks, Amy. Motion passes. We're going to
Thank
go
you.
to 3. 3 is the Emerald Park Playground, and this is 100% MBE. The
Ooh.
WBE on here is a certified WBE. The prime is a certified WBE, and they do have an MBE at 7.9%.
Okay, is Joshua on here today?
I am, but I am not. I am from the city. You're going to want to speak to Alicia Brensel on this one.
He's on here.
Hi, thank you guys for having us on, and we're really excited about this project. So my name is Alicia Brensel. I'm the owner of Brex Enterprises. Our office is just in Irwin, and we do a range of construction services, site development. So we are the prime on this, but we'll also be self-performing the 92% there. And we have pulled in Butler Landscaping to help us on the MBE side, which we have worked with before. So we're very excited to have this and appreciate the opportunity.
Okay. Any commissioners have any questions for Alicia?
No, Butler Contracting, Landscaping, I've worked with them before. They're very good, so.
Oh, wonderful.
I
They
applaud.
are.
Thanks, Jim.
Hi, all.
Great.
This is Kara Smith. I'm the project manager in DPW. I just wanted to add real quickly that this is actually called Emerald View Park, Phase 1 Trails and Trailheads, not a playground, but thank you very much. And we're excited to have Brex with us.
Okay, great. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, can I get a motion?
I make a motion that the Emerald Park project be approved.
Thank you, Jim. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ivan. All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye or raising your hand on camera.
Aye.
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 All right, this plan passes. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you, guys. The plan 3 passes. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is a housing authority project, and it's the answering services. The prime is out of New Orleans, and they are a certified MBE. Renelda's on the call.
Good afternoon, commissioners. So this is for our answering services. It is a 1-year contract that we do have. It is a MBE certified business. We do have Ms. Sanchez joining us in this meeting today. The contract amount is for $102,000. It is our professional services contract. Calls Plus is actually a certified MBE and WBE. as
Okay.
well, and they will be providing telephone answering and texting services for HACP. They will be providing setting up our community databases, which will also include our utility companies, emergency responses, and maintaining an emergency backup phone system and disaster plan as well.
Okay.
So I have a question, Commissioner Hall. So Ronaldo, was there no one in the state of Pennsylvania that we went all the way down to Louisiana for this?
As far as, so those companies were part of our outreach plan, which was included in our packet. However, it was awarded to New Orleans Teleport.
Was
So
that
they
based
did
on the lowest bid? Was that based on the lowest bid or just your personal selection?
So according to procurement law, it was based on the most responsive and responsible bidder.
Is this someone that Housing Authority has worked with before, or is this a new prime for the
This is
Housing
our,
Authority?
so this is our first time working with Calls Plus.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Linnea Sanchez from Calls Plus. Thank you all for inviting me to participate in this meeting. We have over 20 years of experience in housing authorities. Our very first contract was for the Housing Authority of Bergen County in early 2004. We currently serve about 10 different housing authorities, including the San Antonio Housing Authority, Denver, Seattle, Lucas, Dayton, Ohio, Rockford, Illinois. Most of our clients are not based in the city of New Orleans or in the state of Louisiana. We also work for the federal government, for the U.S. Job Corps. Maintenance and work order dispatch and all of the services that the Housing Authority have requested are well within our wheelhouse. And again, we work for agencies across the country, so our location is not an issue. One of the things that we did do, though, we did try to see if there was an opportunity for us to subcontract. And the Housing Authority's volume wasn't large enough to make it feasible for us to allow folks to work remotely. For security reasons, because we handle PHI, we like to have our people work in-house or within 45 minutes of our office, so that our IT staff can do random site visits to their home and make sure that their at-home workstation is secure. So that is why we did not subcontract.
If I
Thank
may
you.
also,
Thanks
I'm
for that
sorry.
clarification.
I would like to answer. I'm sorry. Let me introduce myself. I'm Brandon Havranek. I'm with the Housing Authority of the City of Pittsburgh. Just to answer your question about whether or not there were any local firms, there were not. We had a firm from New Jersey, from Texas, Florida, and Louisiana, and can kind of compound on what Ronelda has said. We actually, the Code of Federal Regulations that govern the Housing Authority expressly prohibit us from limiting geographically when we do a procurement. But I wanted to answer you directly that no, none of the four offers we received were proposals from within the immediate Pittsburgh vicinity.
That's all really, really helpful. Thank you to you all for clarifying all that. I'm just curious, and this is maybe more of a question for Chuck, like being as they are certified in both, is this going under MBE or?
Yes, we're going to put it under the MBE for the 18% will go, because the MBE is the higher percentage. So we'll use it as MBE.
Okay.
Well, I'm pleased to see that the most, qualified bidder and responsive bidder was an MBE. So I think it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah, and I think Ms. Sanchez did a good job of explaining her position, and I'm completely satisfied with her presentation.
Great, Jim. Are you ready to make a motion?
And as a result, I make a motion 2409 be passed as written.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
A second. This is Chiquita Barnett.
Thank you. All those in favor indicate by saying aye or raising your hand on camera.
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. The plan passes.
I did oppose.
Oh, okay. We still have enough to pass it, so the plan still passes. Okay, we'll move on to 24905, which is another housing authority. This is for the geothermal support, and it's authority-wide. And the prime contractor on here is Fredericks and Son Contracting. And Renelda, give it back to you.
Thanks, Chuck. So yes, this is for our geothermal support. And I first want to start off by saying that we've actually had to rebid this project out. And we do have Miss Cassie Frederick, who is joining us from Frederick and Son Contracting as well. So this is a 1-year contract, and the contract amount is for $433.70.
$433,000.
Yeah, 433,000. Sorry about that.
That's
But
all right.
basically, this is a specialized niche type of contract. Only a handful of technicians can perform geothermal systems. Frederick and Son has provided.
Jenna, can you mute? Jenna, can you mute your mic?
Sorry.
It's all right. Go ahead, Ronaldo.
Okay, so Frederick and Son, they actually have applied for their WEBEC certification as well. But basically, geothermal systems are water sourced heat pumps that are for heating and cooling, and this is actually ran off of groundwater. The work is for our Northview, Arlington, and Homewood family communities. And so you typically do not see geothermals in Pittsburgh, and they're usually not found in colder climates. The systems have to work harder during the winter months because the ground is a lot colder. And so what it is that the pipes will go into the wells at least 200 feet and pumps the heat out of the ground. We're working with older equipment that was put in when our properties were built and that are tied to each unit. And so we're already in mid-September, and it's imperative that we start working on this project or our residents will have no heat.
Ronaldo, why didn't you apply for a exemption for this?
I was
If it's that specific and it's that I mean, if you come without any participation and there's a reason why there's not a ability to have participation, then I think you should have applied for an exemption.
Well, if I may weigh in, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Brandon.
So we typically don't. As a matter of fact, I don't really recall ever applying for an exemption.
It's not called an exemption, is it? I mean, I'm using the wrong word.
Waiver. That's not really been historically our policy. I know because we try to bring, everything we can to you guys. Now, this particular contract to kind of expand upon something that Ronelda is saying. So geothermal is niche, but there are opportunities for us to piggyback like a state contract or the Sourcewell contracts.
Okay.
But those are with companies like Johnson Controls and Train, just huge companies. And we put this out as a local IFB to try to get local vendors. That's why you could see they're from Beaver Falls. And that was that was the best way for us to afford opportunity to small, local, and minority and women-owned businesses by doing it as an in-house IFB versus piggybacking off of the state. So we always try to bring this that we are showing, and Ms. Frederick can attest that they have applied for WBE certification. I believe they were recently denied, and they are planning, from what they've told Ronelda, to resubmit. So we're bringing this because if they are able to get certified, we can update this plan later with that to get participation. However, as it sits right now, there is zero participation. They may not get certified, but they could also get certified. So so we wanted this on the books is, you know, part of our procedure is to bring it to you guys to review. As Renelda said, we are getting into the winter months and we need to try to get these up and running. I
Is
know
Miss-
in the future there is a program from the authority. We are looking to basically overhaul them, but that, you know, we move at the speed of government, right? So we're kind of stuck where we have to have somebody kind of patch them together to work. But that's kind of the thought process behind bringing this to the EORC, even if it doesn't have zero participation, is that it's still kind of within our policy and within our IFBs and RFPs that this gets brought to you guys.
Okay, is Miss Frederick on?
Oh,
Yes, she is.
Okay.
yeah. So
Hi,
I'm
Cassie.
Hi, I'm actually Chandra Schubert. I am Cassie's daughter and secretary in Frederick and Son. She was in another meeting and she was hoping to make it, and it didn't work out. But I can touch on so we did apply for WBE. Cassie Frederick is the woman owner. We were denied because of a technicality in our operating agreement. It was just missed that the vote was like 1-to-1 instead of being in Cassie's favor, which it is. It has been updated, and we are planning on reapplying. It's just been a busy year, and we had to also wait 6 months from applying before in order to reapply. So we were just waiting for that also.
Okay.
When is that 6 months up?
It was actually just up, I believe in either July or August. It just happened. So our operating agreement, like I said, was updated and we're going to go back through the process.
Okay. Commissioners, does anybody else have any questions?
I'll move to approve.
Okay, thanks. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Is that enough? Did we
Yes,
pass it?
we have
Any
5 ayes.
opposed?
Yes, we have 5 ayes.
Any opposed? No? Okay. I
Okay.
can't see it.
Oppose. Dr. Commissioner Hall.
Opposed.
Commissioner
Okay.
Hall.
5. Okay, we still have enough to pass it. Thank you. It passes. Thank you, Renelda.
All
Thank
right,
you,
thank
guys.
you.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time today,
Okay,
folks. Thank you.
thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, this is our last plan for the day, guys. This is number 6. This is Fire Station 8. Caliber Contracting is the prime on this. I believe they're on the phone. Back to you, Commission Chair.
Okay, they're on the phone. I can't see. Okay, this is a construction contract, $9 million. And the participation does not look great. Percentage wise. What's going on? Who's on here that can talk to this? Kevin, thank you.
McNulty. I'm the president and owner of Caliber Contracting. I also have Jim Donahoe, who is our estimator and was involved in the solicitation, the preparation of the bid. So I could speak to a couple of things on this. We have, as a company, we've done numerous government projects, public projects, and have a very robust DBE database that we go out to. So we've dealt with this process over and over again for years. As part of our policy, just in general, we always make an effort to solicit those minority, women-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses, and so forth.
How do you do that? What's your avenue to do so?
Sure.
How do you advertise?
So we have a couple ways. One, we have a software program called SmartBid, which sends out email solicitations to hundreds, if not thousands, of companies, minority, disadvantaged businesses, and otherwise. We also utilize the Pennsylvania DGS database which we've actually imported into our own system, so they get solicited. The solicitations happen via email. and then we have follow-up phone calls.
Okay.
So on this particular project, looking at our record, starting all the way back about 2.5 or 3 weeks before the bid, we had a total of about 8 rounds of email follow-ups with all of the vendors in our database, which includes any relevant trades that would fall under the DBE category here. There were also phone call follow-up. Our information also shows whether they actually opened the solicitation and viewed it. So we have a lot of pretty detailed information on it. And we've established a pretty robust, polished system for doing this because we do this so much on a significant number of our projects.
Kevin, let me ask you a question. Sorry to interrupt. Were you surprised that this was all that you were able to get as far as participation is concerned?
Was I surprised?
Yeah, this is low. This is, I mean, for construction, this is low.
So in terms of the scope of the project, I do know that there are some trades where there's just not companies that fall into that category.
Do you want what? Give me some examples.
Yeah, and maybe if I could speak a little bit to the scope of the project, this involves, if you're not familiar, this involves the renovation of an existing building, approximately 100 years old, lots of structural work on the building inside as well as outside. And in general, this isn't a simple project. So there's some reluctance, let's say, I would guess, for certain smaller companies or less experienced companies that don't specialize in this particular type of work. So as an example, the storefront and glazing package is fairly substantial. However, there's a very complex scope of it involving ballistic, bulletproof glass and interior storefront and very specialized construction. So I would not expect to get very many bids for that. There's a short list of companies that would be qualified to perform the work on this project. So to answer, was I surprised? I wouldn't say I was outright surprised, but we always try to do the best we can regardless. So in terms of what scope we expected to realistically have participation from minority and women-owned businesses, we got the ones I was expecting to, and that's the trades you see there.
I'm going to leave it up to the rest of the commissioners to ask whatever questions they would like.
This is in Commissioner Hall. It's a $9 million project.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the amounts. What are you having these people do? Like, it doesn't sit well with me. I'll just say that for myself. So can you just talk about what are you having these? I mean, the amount of money that their MBE and WBEs are making off of this project. Can you just help us out on that? The best that you can, please.
Certainly, yes. So I'll just go down the list you have on the screen. Reed Building Supply is the general building supply company. They provide materials such as drywall, studs, ceilings, lumber, and that's essentially what we're using them for on this project. And that some of that is work that we self-perform and some of that is through a subcontractor. Boyd Roll-Off Services is a dumpster supplier. They do waste hauling and trucking. So they would be providing all of the dumpsters for this project. Under the WBEs, Braden McSweeney is a material supplier for toilet accessories, paper towel dispensers, toilet dispensers, hand dryers, things like that, and toilet partitions. Portman Painting, obviously a painter. DeFrank & Sons is a carpentry fabricator, or cabinet fabricator. They're furnishing and installing all the casework, countertops, cabinets, finished carpentry materials for this project. Graphic 22 is the sign provider, furnished and installed. VO George is a similar supplier. They provide materials such as wall protection, corner guards, things that get installed on the inside of the building. Keystone Waste Solutions is a temporary toilet provider, so they would be providing porta-johns for the project.
Okay, so thank you for going through that. So how many year project is this? Is this I can't see the number of years. This is a 1 year or a 5 year?
We didn't put it in yet,
Okay.
because we're not sure of the execution date yet.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna whoever another commissioner, if you have questions. Thank you very much, Mr. McNulty.
I have a question. Ms. Malonta, you weren't surprised, but I was definitely surprised by that number and quite appalled by it also. East Liberty is a very diverse part of the city. And as a matter of fact, it's in my backyard. And I think for a project that large with that small percentage is less than flattering to me. And I can just say, even before the vote, I am diametrically opposed to this project.
Mr. McNulty, Commissioner Hall again, did you work with Chuck in the URC office on trying to solicit to any other MBEs, WBs for, I don't even look at the amount. So did you just work with the URC office at all?
We did, and we've worked with them before. We're actually doing the paramedic station number 8 on the north side currently. So we've also gone through this with the city in the past. After the bid, we were able to go back and obtain some additional participation, which is reflected here. Chuck was very helpful in making some suggestions, and we have other avenues that we were able to go back and do a little bit better on these packages and talk to some of our subcontractors to get participation from a second tier down in the contracting hierarchy.
Yeah, a $9 million contract with this amount of money going to the subs, not acceptable the way I'm looking at this project.
Yeah, this looks like there's a lot of small contracts that were divvied out, but there has to be larger contracts that could be subbed out to minority and women-owned businesses. Am I allowed to make a motion? I mean, I feel like we should table this and give this another month and let the ERC staff help you out here and get these numbers up. I'm not ready to approve. I'm not willing to approve this. So
I agree with you.
I agree.
Because if you look at even just the supplies, I mean, you got drywall. I mean, you got a drywall company could do $1 million worth of work. You got all the trades there. So I didn't see the specificity would not be an eliminating process. So I think more initiatives should go into investigating the situation. Chuck, and if you need any help, I have contractors that I'll be glad to supply you with, and Mr. McNulty also.
Yeah, it just didn't seem that as you went down the role that they play on this project, that they were that the plan was to have them around long. It just I didn't get that robust feel that they were actually in the planning of this. So I'm good, Commissioner.
well, I don't think I'm the one that can make a motion. So one of you guys
I make a motion to approve.
To what?
To table it till next month.
Oh, so I make a motion to table it till next month. Thank you.
I second.
Okay. All those in favor of having Caliber Contracting retool this, rework it, and present next month, raise your hand. Or can I get a second? Did I get a second? Oh, I didn't second it. Sorry, you guys. I got thrown off my game here.
Yeah, so
Okay.
We get it.
Okay. All right, Kevin.
Yeah.
Work with Chuck. Get these numbers up. Come back next month, okay?
If I could make just a couple of closing remarks on that. I didn't catch who it was, but somebody mentioned the drywall. Reed Building Supply is supplying all of those carpentry materials, drywall, studs, and so forth. So we did go down that option. We have, we have talked with Chuck. I'm always open to new suppliers, subcontractors that perhaps you've worked with that we're not, haven't dealt with before. I will say that I mentioned earlier, we have gone through the entire BGS PAUPC database, and every single subcontractor in that database that pertains to the scope of the project has received multiple solicitations for us on this project. So I would say that this is a good faith effort, and honestly speaking, personally, I do believe that our team has made a good faith effort. I certainly, if we can do better, I will absolutely do better. But as it stands today. So as the next step, we'll talk with Chuck again and work through anything else we can do.
Thank you for that, Kevin. I think I'll just note that it seems like maybe every single time we have tabled a contract, they have always come back with more participation.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be optimistic that you'll be able to find even just a little bit more. And it really is that good faith effort that we're looking for.
Yeah, Kevin, I've been a commissioner on this commission since 2012. So I have a lot of experience, and I also have a lot of faith that if you and Chuck, you'll get this done, and we'll be happy next month. But as you can see from this, none of us are real happy right now. So let's just get it better, okay?
Not to extend the conversation, I just want to speak to, when I was speaking of the drywall, I know that you had a supplier, but I was talking about people, contractors to hang the drywall, people to mud and to tape and to do the actual work, not the supplier. So that was my focus.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, and bulletproof glass. You can't find a minority or woman-owned business that can install bulletproof glass. Why is it different than any other glass except for the material itself? I mean, I don't know, but it just seems, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to do a whole lot of commentary on it. We already voted, so.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you. I'll be working with Kevin, and we'll get back to you guys, commissioners, after Kevin and I work a little bit more on this. Thank you, Kevin.
All right, thank you. Everybody, we're going to move on to ITQ. So anybody on the line that's not a commissioner can jump off. And thank you for joining today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna turn it over to Upasna. We have one ITQ project.
Good afternoon, commissioners. Thank you all for joining. So for this month, we just have one ITQ work order. There are about 4 or 5 which are still doing the rounds for signature, and I'll share those at the next meeting. This one is a DOMI work order, and it's a supplement for El Paso street slide remediation. The prime here is Michael Baker International. And this is for a small amount. It's as needed for 12,000 only. Yeah, that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay. And so next month, we're going to have the new ITQs to approve, right?
Yes, we're next month. I'm hoping to have the new list, the new ITQ list for you guys to approve.
Okay, so we have some new commissioners on here. So why don't we don't have to get too far into it, but why don't you go over what that process is and what we're to expect next month?
Okay, the ITQ list, guys, is a list of companies that submit for work orders that the city has. And those are like pulled off the shelf. Now they have to submit to procurement as a company, as a prime, with their subcontractors already attached. So when you get the list
You
and
froze
their
up.
subcontract. Okay. Huh? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, you froze up for a second, but we heard you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys will get that list to approve. Now, after you approve it, council will approve it. Okay. And then they'll have an updated list of companies that can be chosen for work orders. Now, it's not the list doesn't end there. You guys will be updated with lists until 2026. Okay. So periodically, you will get updates on the ITQ list. Okay. And the ITQ list, like Opasa just showed you, it can go from anywhere from $5,000 work order up to a couple $100,000 on a work order.
Yeah, the first phase was reopened early this year, and that is for a bunch of categories, ranging from construction to right-of-way and design, traffic, historic consulting, architecture. So, and then we have the next phase. The pre-bid is at the end of this month. So the first phase, the bids are open till July 26th, and the second phase would be open till November 26th.
Okay. All right, well then I'm excited to see the new crop of ITQs and see how much participation and how creative they were able to be, and if they took it seriously like they did the last time, I'll be happy.
Yep, sounds great. So we'll have that list for you guys next month. I think it's next month. If not, it's before the year ends. So
okay,
we're gonna have it to you next month, but not in November. And there's one other thing, a comment that I would like to have, guys. You know, I'd like to have you guys here in November in person, if you can make it, for an appreciation luncheon after our meeting on November, I think it's November the 21st. So I would like to have you guys here in person for that meeting. If I'm putting it out there now, November 21st. I would like to have you guys for an appreciation luncheon to come down, and I really appreciate you guys and what you do for us.
Yeah, I'd like to meet in person. That's nice.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we always have to meet in person. I do like the Zoom format, but you know, a couple times a year would be nice.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great. And that's it for me, unless you guys have something for me.
One point, Chuck.
Yes, sir.
Even with that East Liberty contract, I mean, I have painters, I have plumbing supply companies.
Send them to me. Send them to me, Jim.
Yeah, because
are they certified, Jim? Are they certified?
They worked with the city before, absolutely.
Yes, they're certified.
Okay.
So send them to me, Jim, and I'll make sure that we get them to Kevin.
Thank you, sir.
So Kevin can reach out to them. Okay.
All right.
And if you guys don't have anything else for me, Commission Chair, can you adjourn the meeting?
Yes, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
A second.
All in favor, aye. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
I'll see all your faces next month. I'm excited, or November. I'm excited.
November, right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Be blessed.
Right.